Hi, I'm Kurt Fernley, former Paralympian, broadcasting from a Wabakal country.
And I'm Georgie Tunney, Sam Tait superfan. I know I've already said that before on this season, but I'm bringing it back and you'll know why if you keep on listening. And I am broadcasting from Gadigal country.
And on today's show,
the ups and downs of being a Paralympian. We chat with bronze medalist and co-captain of the Australian team, Benny Tudhope.
It hasn't sunk in that I'm actually a Paralympic medalist because I dreamed of this moment for so long.
And also the nicest guy in the Paralympic world, Sam Tait.
To be able to be over here and representing Australia is, it's everything. I've worked so hard for the last 4 years, even though it hasn't really gone my way. I'm still here and I'm still stoked to represent Australia. And
Day 3 of the Winter Paralympics is done. Finito. We're not going to get it again. We've got a few highlights to get through though. Kurt, I've got a slight inkling I may know who gets your You Little Ripper moment, but tell me, who is it? What was it?
My You Little Ripper moment is Ben Tudhope in on the snowboard. He's getting a bronze medal. He was in 4th place. It felt like the entire way down. Yeah. And then in the last couple of 100 metres, snuck through for a bronze medal. His first medal at a Paralympic Games. That one is my You Little Ripper moment. Georgie Tunney.
Yes.
Who's your You Little Ripper moment for today?
Well, Kurt, I had to be slightly different from you, obviously. I'm going to go with a little-known snowboarder who happens to be the co-captain of the Australian Paralympic team at the Winters. His name is Ben Tudhope, and he won a bronze medal in the snowboard cross. You were right. He trailed for most of that final, except the final straight, where he held his own and just went so fast to claim a spot on the podium. It was so special to watch, and actually, I think we might have Ben Tudhope right here.
Ben Tudhope, hello.
Hello, and thank you so much for having me again.
Oh, mate, honestly, when you crossed that line, you got the bronze medal, and I just had this big breath of just celebration and relief. And how are you feeling?
Oh, it took some time to reflect on that one, and it's funny because I thought I was coming fourth that whole way. Down to the bottom, it was just one big fight. And for me, what I did, I kind of went back to what my coaches were saying to me before, and just to be patient. And I know, like, I got a bit back, but then to fire out in that finish straight and end up with the bronze medal, it's like incredible. I actually can't describe it. It's still a shock to me in my head.
Well, Ben, I know you said there that it is indescribable, but I'm going to make you describe it a little bit, because the footage of you crossing that line, you know that you've won bronze, and you just like raised your arms and screamed, and you had all your competitors there run at you and hug you. It was this huge embrace. What were you feeling? What was that like?
Oh, I think the bottom of that course was the best feeling in my life, really. One of the highlights ever. I actually didn't know I when I crossed the line, what position I came. I couldn't see my Chinese competitor. So crossing that line, I quickly looked up to the scoreboard and saw my name in third, and I kind of went into disbelief. And Marty, who won from Finland, he's my international teammate, and so for him to win as well just meant the world. And then to hug my 2 teammates, one from Canada and Marty from Finland, was just amazing. It felt complete. We got the job done.
Sport is so like on a knife edge all the time.
Yeah.
How describe that difference, that 4th and 3rd?
I fought so hard for that bronze medal from the moment I took off that it's probably one of the most proudest medals competitions I've ever been a part of, because it just shows that, you can never give up. There's always a will, there's always a way to get that step ahead. So honestly, that bronze medal feels like a goal to me.
Need I say that I think that maybe you were riding with a bit of the force today? What pair of socks did you have on, and who are we giving the plaudits to for this bronze medal?
Yeah. The Yoda socks were on today. Of course they were, of course. In the time trials, I wore the clones, and they didn't have too much force, but today, the big guns were out, and Yoda, the master, was on my feet and ready to rock.
Mate, have you spoken to mum and dad? Have you spoken to your family back home?
I did give mum and dad a quick call. They're at Mountain Skiff Club today, and all the people that went there. It's kind of amazing to see the footage, because it's just so many people and all like cheering me on. I didn't see it at all during the races, but after, it's so cool to see so much support happening.
How were your mum and dad, mate? What did they say?
They were in shock. They could not believe it, and they were just over the moon that I actually got the job done. I got Joe Griggs actually posted an Instagram video that I've just seen like in the last 5 minutes, and I saw my mum during the whole race, and she was a statue. She could not believe the happened. And then when I crossed the line, she exploded with joy.
Gosh, I don't know how she does it, how she keeps her nerves in check, because I know what I was like watching your race, and I've got a pretty good idea. I know what Kurt was like watching your race. I'm pretty sure that his neighbors heard him yelling. I'm pretty sure the next suburb heard him yelling. Am I right, Kurt?
Man, that was unbelievable. Yeah, and I don't take any of it back. They got to enjoy the highs and lows with me. But my family have watched that race, mate. You have been celebrated in the Fernley household. You have been celebrated in the You Little Ripper audience, and you have been celebrated across that country, not just in Manly, mate. Yeah. I and the rest of the country are so proud of you. That bronze medal, it's a culmination of so much work. We understand how much goes into it. I hope you enjoy the moment, mate. I wish I could give you a big hug like your competitors did today. But, mate, I'm just so happy and proud. And I don't know, is there anything else you'd like to say to everyone back home?
I just want to say thank you so much to you and everyone who supported me. Like you said, it's been a journey, not only the last 4 years, it's been 8 years since I was a 14-year-old kid from Tokyo, and honestly, it doesn't feel real yet. It hasn't sunk in that I'm actually a Paralympic medalist, because I dreamed of this moment for so long, and to finally do it, it's so indescribable, and I just can't wait to actually hold that medal around my neck and know that it's true. This is true.
It's going to be under the pillow tomorrow morning, mate.
Oh, yeah, of course.
And it's true. This ain't a dream. It just feels like one, but you ain't waking up. This is so great. Ben, oh my God, congratulations. We love you for coming on the pod again. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks, mate. Enjoy the night.
Thank you for having me.
God, Benny is just such a legend. And when you think about what is to come as well with him, what's been, but what's to come, 22 years of age, he is just an absolute superstar and well worthy of you and my You Little Ripper moment of today. But let's go to best of the rest. Have to give a quick shout out to Mitch Gawley. Wonderful to see him finish his runs today. He finished 17th in the men's combined Super G standing. That was in his first event, and then he backed that up with a wonderful performance in the slalom race of that event to finish overall in 11th spot. Well done, Mitch. It was great to see.
And looks great in the slalom as well. And they're up again later on in the week on Thursday. My best of the rest goes to Pat Jensen and Amelia Hodgson again. they had a bit of a stack today, But like we spoke about, the levels of levels of trust, the levels of courage that it takes to do that event. They did clip one of the slalom posts, but it is like a millimeter difference.
It's so tiny. Like that little error just makes such a big difference. So when you see their performances previously in this games, it just goes to show like how difficult it is and how great they are, because it was the smallest moment. And hey, Kurt, I just want to do a really quick shout out to Team Ukraine, because we obviously spent a lot of time on the pod talking about them in the lead up to this Paralympic Games. They have somehow been able to put the conflict that's happening in their home country out of their minds slightly. I'm sure it's still there, omnipresent, but out of it slightly to compete and to win. They are second on the medal tally, and at one stage they were leading it too.
4 gold medals, 3 silver and a bronze. I cannot believe that the combination of experience in just a week for those athletes. What a brave, courageous, amazing performance so far for the Ukrainian team. Every Games has a variety of experience. Every Games has its ups and downs. We've experienced one of the ups with the great Ben Tudhope. Now we're going to experience one of the challenging times with the amazing Sam Tait. Sam Tait, welcome to You Little Ripper.
Thank you. It's good to finally be here.
Mate, it's been a couple of challenging results for you. We've been on the edge of our seat for each of your events. How are you feeling?
Yeah, it's been a pretty tough week. I came in here really confident from the last 3 months back in Europe and had really good training, and then had really good training on the downhill before the downhill race. And I was literally going to sleep thinking about it and waking up thinking about it, just knowing what to do at every single turn. And then the downhill came in and I pushed out that start 100% confident and 100% committed to every single turn, and then just didn't go my way. And to be honest, I was gutted. I didn't really know what to say for about a day. I'm pretty disappointed about it now, but it's the nature of our sport. We push out to be the best, and we try and push the boundaries every second, and that's what happened the downhill and the Super G. And yeah, it's ski racing, so I'm fine. I'm all right. Yeah, just disappointed.
Mate, I've had moments in a games where you're doing everything you can to kind of shift momentum or regroup or get your headspace back where it was even a day ago. For me, I had this one moment where a sports psych told me, he just said to me, I said, "You got anything for me?" And he said, "You're a brilliant bastard. Go out and show the world how good you are." and you know what? Like it was just a clip. Let go of everything. Move on. What do you use now to regroup for your next event? Because it's a big week ahead.
I look at my skiing I had in a downhill and Super G, and I know I was there. I was in the mix, and I just take my good skiing that I had in those 2 races, and I bring that towards the GS event in 3 days' time. So, which is a tech event, so it's not my favorite, but it's my last event at the games. I just want to go out there and ski well, but I also just want to finish 2 runs as well.
Well, Sam, you are very, very noticeable when you are going down the mountain, because your sit ski looks freaking amazing with the incredible Indigenous design on it. How did that come about?
The first design that we had for the Indigenous design came out in Pyeongchang, and none of us knew what our speeches were going to look like. And we got that, and it was the coolest thing, or the coolest, I guess, lycra to put on and kind of wear and rep. And then the story behind it, where I guess all the circles represent the states around Australia, and that we've all come around Australia, and we all come together at the games. And with the summer guys wearing it too in Tokyo, it was pretty special to see that as well. So it's kind of bringing the summer guys and the winter guys together. And I thought I would just make a statement at the games and match to my speed suit, and it turned out a lot better than I could ever imagine. It's it looks pretty sweet.
Mate, what does that mean to you, that uniform? You're a part of the mighty mob across the summer and the winter Paralympic team. What does that green and gold mean to you?
It's pretty special. I mean, I don't think anyone can really put into words what it means to be a part of the Paralympic mob and being at the games, whether it's summer or winter. We're all one huge family, and everyone supports each other like we're everyone's best friend. And to be able to be over here and representing Australia is, it's everything. I've worked so hard for the last 4 years, even though it hasn't really gone my way. I'm still here, and I'm still stoked to represent Australia. And it's just pretty special.
Well, we're about to do something else that we consider to be pretty special as well,
Very
Sam.
special.
This is what we call Fast Five. Mate, what do you wish you had in the village, but you can't get?
Hot chips with a lot of chicken salt.
Oh,
Good
Sam,
choice.
man after my own heart. You don't know this, but in one of the earlier episodes of You Little Ripper this season, I declared myself as a Sam Tait super fan because we had a lot of personal interests that align, namely CrossFit. And now I'm adding hot chips with chicken salt to the list because they don't really work together, but they do. They do. So I love that. Question number 2. Well, do you have any superstitions then?
I don't know if it's superstitions, but I don't like to watch people go down the hill before me.
Mate, who's your favourite teammate?
It had to be Pat. I think you spoke to him a few days ago. He better have said me.
Sure he did.
He didn't, Sam. He didn't.
Although he was sitting next to his guide, Amelia.
That's right.
That's true. Yeah, he's a bit biased, but that's okay.
Or who is the athlete in the village that you absolutely fanboy over? Doesn't have to be Team Australia, can be from anywhere around the world.
It'd have to be Jeroen Kemscher, I think. He's the top male sit-in athlete. He just does everything so perfect and looks amazing skiing. And he's the guy I want to beat. But we're pretty good friends. And
mate, if you weren't the incredible sit skiing superstar that you are, what other Paralympic sport would you do?
I've been approached by a few rowing coaches asking me to row, and I am waiting to get back from here to see how much they attack me to get into rowing for next summer.
Well, again, you've heard it here first.
Breaking news.
Hey, mate, I've spent a little tiny bit of time in a sit ski, and the talent and strength and the fine motor skills, and also just the absolute courage to take on those hills the way that you do, mate. Nothing but awe for you. Again, I'm proud of you always when you're in the green and gold, buddy, and good luck in that final event, mate.
Yeah, cheers. That means a lot. Thank you very much.
A huge thanks to Sam Tait once again for joining us, Kurt, because I have to remind our listeners just how difficult it is to front up to the media, front up talking to you and I as well about moments that are really, really disappointing to you, and have that honesty. That's really quite rare.
Having an honest conversation in front of an audience, a true, honest, this is how I feel, is a challenge. I feel like our Paralympic team is quite open and honest with the media, more than you would know more than the majority of other sports.
100%, hands down. Yep.
And a level of comfort to say, you know what, this hurts.
Mm-hmm. And
I love that he was able to say that to us. This is a safe space. This is a celebration of sport, and I want Sam Tait on this show, whether he's having a great day or a bit of a rough one.
Once again, we're coming to the end of another episode of You Little Ripper. Kurt and I have so much fun putting this on, and it's so wonderful that we get to be the most accessible podcast the Australian sports community has ever seen. Remember, as always, transcripts are available. Everything's going to be translated into Auslan too. Just search for You Little Ripper on YouTube, and these episodes will all be there. We have to say a huge shout out once again to Toyota for making this podcast possible.
They're amazing partners, and they really do back our Paralympians, and we're so stoked to be working with them. Hey Georgie, we forgot to talk about the most important thing in the world, and that is...
What is that?
Supporting our Australian Paralympic team, not just right now, but into the future. And you can do that by buying a virtual beanie. Did you know that we bought one?
Did we?
Well, somebody did. Yes, we bought a beanie for You Little Ripper because we love our Australian Paralympians and we back them the whole way. So if we can encourage everybody to get out there and buy your virtual beanie, support the Australian Paralympic team.
You and I look really good in beanies, Kurt.
We are beanie people.
We are.
Even virtual beanie people.